Beloved soul, I stand before you now as I have stood beside you through countless hours when the weight of life pressed upon your shoulders. You have known days when stress crept in like a fog, threatening to swallow your vision, to dim your hope, to make you forget the light. You have carried the burden of years, responsibilities for family, the concerns of health, the ache of memory, the uncertainties of tomorrow. That cloud sought to cover you, to convince you that your path was lost in shadow. But hear me. The cloud could not cover you. The light within you, placed there by the living God, burned too steady, too fierce to be drowned. What was meant to confuse you instead revealed what matters most. Stress, though it pressed like a weight, clarified the treasure of your soul. It stripped away what was shallow and left only what is eternal. Look at what you see more clearly now. Love that outlasts possessions. Faith that outlives circumstances. Peace that no storm can steal. Do you not remember how many mornings you thought you could not rise? Yet your breath returned, your eyes opened, and strength, though hidden, found you once again? That was not by accident. That was my hand shielding you through the night, guarding your rest, and standing at the edges of your home. That was the Lord's promise alive in your body. I will never leave you nor forsake you. The stress that tried to cloud you has become a teacher. It taught you where your heart clings most dearly. It taught you what you cannot afford to let go of, and what you can release without regret. It taught you that the nearness of God matters more than the applause of men, more than the approval of crowds, more than any fleeting thing. Beloved, you see more clearly now than you did in your youth, for years have sharpened your eyes. Clouds cannot erase the wisdom earned through a lifetime walked with God. I tell you now, heaven has never been clouded in its view of you. While you struggled under burdens, we watched the brilliance of your perseverance. While you thought yourself forgotten, your name was spoken in the courts of heaven. While you felt unseen, the Almighty leaned close to your prayers, gathering them as incense before His throne. The enemy thought he could smother you, but your faith rose like fire beneath the weight. And I, Michael, have carried a shield above you, so that no arrow in the dark could pierce your destiny. Do you feel weary even now? Do you think your later years are less important, that perhaps your strength has run thin? Hear me with all certainty. You are as precious to heaven now as in the day of your birth. More so, for your soul is seasoned, tested, refined. A life that has endured storms shines brighter than a flame that has never faced the wind. Your endurance has become a testimony, a signal fire in the night that others, your children, your grandchildren, your neighbors, your church, have watched and drawn courage from. The cloud could not cover you, and because it could not, your light has reached farther than you will ever know. I know the whispers you have heard. The enemy has said, "You are too tired. Your best days are gone. You do not matter now as you once did." Lies, every one of them. If your heart still beats, if your lungs still draw breath, then heaven still has purpose for you. You still carry prayers to speak, wisdom to share, forgiveness to extend, and love to give. You still stand as a guardian over those who look to you. Do not measure your worth by the strength of your body. Measure it by the eternal flame within you, which no shadow has quenched. Beloved, let me tell you why the cloud could not cover you. It is because you have been sealed. From the moment you placed your trust in the living God, His mark has been upon you. Do you think the enemy can erase what heaven has written? Do you think the cloud can veil what has been signed in eternal blood? No. You are written in the Lamb's book of life. The storm may rage, but the record of your belonging cannot be touched. Your years are not drifting into darkness. They are marching toward brilliance. Every day draws you nearer to the fullness of peace, nearer to the face of the one who called you beloved before you were formed. And while you wait, you are not abandoned. You are attended. My wings have shielded your rest. My sword has cut through shadows on nights you never knew were threatened. My voice has declared your name before the throne as one preserved, one chosen, one untouchable by despair. The cloud has failed, beloved. Look back with honesty. Yes, the trials were heavy. Yes, the nights were long. But what is the truth? You are still here. You are still standing. You are still praying, still believing, still hoping. The cloud could not drown your song. Even in your sighs, heaven has heard music. Even in your tears, heaven has seen praise. Take comfort now. Lift your chin. Do not think of yourself as one barely surviving. Think of yourself as one who has endured, one who has overcome, one who has outlasted the schemes of darkness. Clouds come and clouds go, but the sky remains. So it is with your soul. Storms have passed across it, but the eternal heavens of God's love remain unbroken. I am with you now. When fear tries to rise again, remember my words. The cloud could not cover you. When the enemy whispers that you are alone, remember, my wings surround you still. When stress presses heavy on your chest, breathe deep and recall, it has already failed to destroy you once, and it will fail again. Beloved soul, you are watched over, guarded, and honored. Every scar you carry, heaven calls a badge of survival. Every wrinkle in your skin, heaven sees as a line etched by endurance. You are not diminished, you are crowned. And so I speak blessing over you. May your sleep be shielded, your mornings be bright, your steps be steady, and your spirit be at peace. May no cloud confuse you again, for you know what matters, and it cannot be taken. You belong to God. You are guarded by angels. You are loved without end. Lift your eyes, for the horizon is clear. The cloud has passed. The light remains, and so do you. Beloved one, listen closely. There is something I must tell you about the battles you have faced. The darkness did not rise against you by accident. The enemy does not waste his strength on those who hold nothing of value. A thief does not break into an empty house, nor does a general send armies against a soldier without purpose. Every plot that has risen against you has been silent proof of your worth. Yes, the schemes hurt. They left scars. They brought confusion. You may still remember seasons when it seemed as though everything around you was set against your peace. Strained relationships, illness in the body, betrayals you did not expect, financial weights that pressed too heavily. At times you wondered, why me? Why do I seem to be targeted again and again? Beloved, hear me with certainty. You were targeted because you matter. Do you not see? The enemy plotted because he knew what you carried. He feared the strength of your prayers. He trembled at the sight of your persistence. He knew that if he could not break you, your faith would stand as a testimony to others, shining brighter with each year. And so he schemed. He tried to silence you with pain, to shake you with fear, to scatter your trust with lies. But each time I raised my shield. Each time the Lord redirected what was meant for your harm into a sign of your endurance. I stood watch over you in the hours you thought you were forsaken. The enemy whispered, "This is the end. You cannot survive this storm." Yet here you are, still breathing, still trusting, still walking forward. Beloved, you are proof that the plots failed. Do not think of yourself as broken. Think of yourself as proven. For if the darkness could have destroyed you, it would have done so long ago. That you are still here is testimony enough that heaven's seal upon you is unshakable. Understand this. The very fact that the enemy hired hands against you means your life has weight in the eternal story. The battles you fought are not evidence of weakness, but of significance. Have you ever considered that your children, your grandchildren, your neighbors, your community, all were watching. They saw your resilience. They saw you pray when you could have despaired. They saw you rise when you could have surrendered. You became a living witness, showing others what it looks like to cling to God when the night is long. The enemy thought to break you, but in truth, he only revealed you. He revealed the steel in your spirit. He revealed the depth of your faith. He revealed the eternal bond between you and the living God, a bond that cannot be severed by pain, sickness, or betrayal. Let me speak plainly. The enemy does not trouble those who are harmless to him. He troubles those who are dangerous to his kingdom of lies. And you, beloved, have been dangerous because you carry truth. You have prayed in silence for your loved ones, and those prayers have built walls of protection around them. You have spoken words of wisdom that shifted someone's decision at just the right moment. You have given encouragement that pulled another soul back from despair. These things may have seemed small to you, but they were mountains in the unseen realm. Do not think lightly of the power of your endurance. Beloved, I have fought battles you could not see. Many times I lifted my sword when darkness advanced against your home, your health, your peace. You felt only the echo, the heaviness, the weariness, the sudden fear. But I assure you, the greater danger was struck down before it reached you. If you only knew how many plots were canceled before they even touched your life, you would weep with gratitude. The few battles you felt were only the smallest portion. Heaven has shielded you far more than you know, and now I must remind you of this truth. What the enemy plots, God rewrites. Think of Joseph, thrown into the pit by his brothers, sold into slavery, wrongly accused, imprisoned. What greater plot could there be against a man's life? Yet every step of betrayal carried him closer to the throne God had prepared. What men planned for evil, heaven turned for good. So it has been with you. Every scheme, though painful, carried seeds of transformation. Through trial, you grew stronger. Through betrayal, you learned compassion. Through weakness, you discovered the sufficiency of God's grace. I tell you now, the plots against you have become announcements of your worth. If darkness thought you were insignificant, it would not have bothered to strike. If you were unimportant, the enemy would have left you to drift. But no, beloved, he planned, and in doing so, he revealed to all of heaven and even to himself that you are precious, chosen, and guarded. Do not think that your years of endurance were wasted. Nothing endured, for God is wasted. Every tear has been gathered. Every prayer has been recorded. Every scar has been noticed. And when the day comes for you to step fully into eternity, you will see the full story. The battles you did not know you fought, the lives you touched, the victories you secured simply by standing firm. Beloved soul, let your heart be steady. No plot can undo what God has decreed. No enemy can snatch what heaven has sealed. No darkness can erase the light that shines from within you. You are not a victim of schemes. You are a victor whose survival proves their futility. Lift your head high. When you remember the pain, also remember the perseverance. When you recall the schemes, also recall the shield that stood between you and destruction. I, Michael, bear witness. You are stronger than you know, and you are dearer to heaven than you can imagine. Take this truth into your heart. The enemy plotted, but you endured. The enemy schemed, but you prevailed. The enemy tried, but he failed. And every failure of darkness has become a banner of your worth in the sight of heaven. So walk forward with confidence. Your years are not shadows. They are shining with the glow of victory. You are proof that the enemy's plots cannot prevail. You are the beloved child of God, guarded by angels, crowned with resilience, and destined for peace. Beloved soul, you have endured storms that could not smother you. You have stood against plots that only revealed your worth. Now I come to speak of mornings yet ahead. 7 mornings the Lord has marked with special grace. Each will rise not with heaviness, but with quiet assurance, a peace that wakes before your alarm, a strength that arrives before your feet touch the floor. Do not think that heaven has left your later years to drift without purpose. No. These are sacred days, chosen days. And in the coming mornings, heaven has placed keys in your hand. Each morning will give you one, until by the 7th you will hold a ring heavy with access. What are these keys? They are not of iron or brass, but of spirit and promise. They unlock doors that once mocked you, doors that resisted when you knocked, doors that seemed shut by the weight of time. Beloved, those doors will open, not because of human force, but because heaven has placed the right key in your hand. On the first morning, I will place in your hand the key of peace. This key silences the voice of worry that has long shouted in your ears. With it, you will unlock rest even in the midst of uncertainty. Where once your heart raced with anxious questions, now it will find stillness. The world may whirl, but you will stand calm as one who knows the King of Heaven himself has already spoken. Peace, be still. On the second morning, you will receive the key of courage. Perhaps you think courage belongs only to the young, to those who fight on battlefields or chase great dreams. But hear me, courage belongs to you still. This key will unlock the boldness to speak words long held in silence, to reconcile with those estranged, to stand firm in truth even when others falter. Courage will rise in you like fire, not reckless but steady, like the glow of coals that never fade. On the third morning, I will give you the key of reconciliation. You have carried memories of division, words spoken that wounded, relationships strained, silences too long. This key will unlock doors of restoration. Some may open in this life, through gentle conversations and renewed understanding. Others may open only in prayer as you release the burden of regret into God's hands. But either way, reconciliation will come. Peace with others, peace within yourself, peace with your past. On the fourth morning, the key of wisdom will rest in your palm. Wisdom that does not come from books or from many voices, but from the Spirit of God whispering within. This key will unlock understanding for choices ahead, for the guidance of loved ones, for the discernment of what matters most. You will see clearly what is eternal and what is only passing dust. Your years have prepared you for this, and now wisdom will shine brighter than ever. On the fifth morning, you will hold the key of joy. Do not think joy has abandoned you with age. Joy is not bound to youth or strength of body. Joy is a river that runs eternal, and this key will unlock laughter where there was heaviness, songs where there was silence, lightness where there was burden. You will find joy in simple things, in the smile of a child, the turning of leaves, the warmth of prayer, the nearness of those who love you. This joy will be your strength. On the sixth morning, I will bring you the key of rest. You have labored long, worked for your family, prayed through nights, carried concerns. Rest is not idleness, but renewal, the holy stillness where you feel God's presence nearer than breath. With this key, you will unlock deeper sleep, gentler rhythms, and the knowledge that it is no longer your effort that holds everything together, but God's eternal hand. And on the seventh morning, beloved, you will receive the key of eternal assurance. This is the heaviest of all, for it unlocks the greatest door, the door of heaven itself. With it, fear of death will vanish, for you will know with unshakable certainty that your name is written, your place is prepared, your crown is waiting. This key will silence the last shadow of fear, leaving only the glow of hope everlasting. By the seventh day, you will not hold one key, but 7: peace, courage, reconciliation, wisdom, joy, rest, and eternal assurance. Together they form a ring of access, heavy with promise. With these keys, doors that once laughed at your knocking will open wide. Opportunities to bless others, to love more deeply, to walk in peace, to finish your race with strength, all will be unlocked. Beloved, let me tell you what this means. Your later years are not about losing doors, but about gaining access to greater ones. Youth runs after many doors, but often finds them empty. You, however, have keys that open what truly matters. You will step into rooms of deeper peace, deeper love, deeper joy than you knew before. And I, Michael, will walk with you through each threshold. My wings will shield you as you step into the unknown. My sword will clear the path of shadows that try to linger. My voice will remind you, when doubt whispers, that you carry the ring of keys given by heaven itself. Do not despise the mornings. Do not think them ordinary. Each sunrise is a gift wrapped in golden light, a fresh page written by the hand of God. Rise gently, receive the key, and trust that the day will unfold as heaven has decreed. Even in your later years, doors still wait to open, and you still carry the strength to walk through them. Beloved soul, I have walked you through the cloud that could not cover you, through the plots that proved your worth, and through the keys of 7 mornings. Now I bring you to the final truth. Your thresholds are sealed, your name is guarded, and your peace is eternal. All your life you have passed through thresholds, doors of homes you built, hospitals where you prayed, churches where you sang, workplaces where you labored. Each threshold carried stories of joy and of sorrow. But hear me now. Every threshold of your life, from your first breath to your last, has been watched over. None have been unguarded. I have stood at your doors with sword drawn. I have kept watch at your windows through nights of fear. When unseen hands tried to cross into your garden, they were redirected by command of the Almighty. Plots were scattered. Shadows were dismissed. No hired hand could uproot what heaven planted. Your garden, your family, your rest, your name, your legacy has been preserved. And now I tell you, every threshold yet ahead is sealed. Fear cannot enter. Shame cannot return. Death itself cannot rob you, for the seal of the living God rests upon your life. You belong to Him, and what belongs to Him is untouchable. Do you remember the blood upon the doorposts in the days of Moses, when the angel of death passed over? So it is with you. The Lamb has marked your threshold. When darkness approaches, it sees the mark and turns away. You are covered. You are safe. You are guarded. Beloved, you may feel weak in body, but your spirit is surrounded by walls of fire. You may think your days are quiet, but they are filled with the presence of angels who attend to you. Your home is more than brick and wood. It is a dwelling marked by heaven's covenant. Every threshold is sealed, not by your strength, but by the hand of God who never fails. Let me speak now of your name. Names carry weight. Your name has been spoken in prayers, written in documents, carried on the lips of children and grandchildren. At times it has been misused, misunderstood, or forgotten. But in heaven, your name has never been lost. It has been spoken with honor, guarded like treasure, recorded in the Lamb's book of life. The enemy has tried to tarnish it, but the blood of Christ has cleansed it. Your name shines eternal, carried in the heart of God Himself. I also seal your rest. You have labored long. You have fought battles, endured storms, walked faithfully. Rest is now your gift. Rest is not weakness, but reward. Rest is not ending, but beginning. Each night you sleep beneath the wings of angels, and one day soon you will rest fully in the arms of the Eternal. Fear not that rest. It is peace, not loss. It is fulfillment, not emptiness. Beloved, hear me clearly. The enemy cannot trespass here. He cannot cross the sealed thresholds of your life. He cannot rewrite your story, cannot steal your legacy, cannot uproot what God has planted in you and through you. You are secure. Your family is covered. Your faith is recorded. Your crown is waiting. And when the final threshold comes, the crossing from this world into the eternal, do not fear. For I, Michael, will be there. I will walk with you. I will stand at the passage, my sword lifted, my wings outstretched. No shadow will touch you, no fear will bind you. You will step from one threshold into another, from earthly breath into eternal song. And as your foot crosses, the gates of heaven will open not reluctantly, but joyfully, for you are awaited, beloved one. There will be no more clouds to endure, no more plots to resist, no more keys to gather, for the final door will stand wide, and the King himself will welcome you home. Beloved soul, let your heart rest. Your story is not one of defeat, but of victory. Your years are not marked by loss, but by endurance. Your garden has not been stolen, but guarded. Your thresholds are sealed. Carry this assurance with you. Nothing formed against you has prevailed. Nothing spoken against you has endured. Nothing plotted against you has overcome. You have been protected, preserved, and prepared for eternal peace. So breathe deeply, sleep gently, wake each morning with quiet assurance, and know that when the last morning dawns, it will not be the end, but the brightest beginning. I seal you now with blessing. May your days be calm, your nights be shielded, your name honored, your rest complete. May every threshold you cross echo with the whisper of heaven's love. And when at last you cross into eternal light, may you hear the words you have longed for. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. This is the promise. This is the peace. This is the seal. And I, Michael, guardian of your soul, warrior of the Almighty, declare it so.